You unlock this video with the key of ketosis. Beyond it is another dimension, a dimension not just of sight and sound, but of elevated LDL and zero plant fiber. We live in a world where the experts promise youth in a powder, vitality in a grain, and longevity in a complicated 7-step plant-based regimen. The calendar insists that with every passing year, the mirror should show a little less glow, a little more gravity, and a whole lot more tired. The common narrative is set in stone. You must age. But what happens when 5 individuals step outside the lines of conventional wisdom? 5 people who dared to defy the rules of time, turning their backs on the complicated world of carbs and vegetables, and choosing only the simple, primal fuel of the animal kingdom. The mainstream calls their lifestyle unsustainable. They warn of its dangers. Yet for years, these 5 have been living in a different kind of reality. A reality where their before photo looks suspiciously like their after photo's older sibling. They aren't aging, they appear to be de-aging. Is this just good lighting? Is it a trick of the camera? Or have these carnivores stumbled upon a biological loophole? The evidence is staring us right in the face. Wrinkle-free, energetic, and unnervingly youthful. Join me as we peer into the window of their experience and explore a truly baffling phenomenon found only in the Carnivore Zone. I give you Exhibit A, the OG carnivore daddy, Shawn Baker. This was around 7 years ago. Let's take a look.
Hey, this is Dr. Shawn Baker. I want to talk to people about starting a carnivorous diet. I'm basically going to go over just the basics. If there's particular questions that you're interested in me answering, go ahead and put them in the comments.
I particularly like the use of the word carnivorous. It's kind of cute.
For you vegans that no doubt will leave insulting comments, try to categorize those. We might give you an award for the best death threat or wishing my demise. But anyway, for those people that are serious about learning about this stuff and potentially improving your health, this is how I describe a carnivorous diet. So basically any animal product is what we're looking for. It can be beef, all cuts of meat, ground beef. You can eat organ meat. You don't have to eat organ meat. You can do chicken, pork, fish, shellfish. Those things are all fine. If you want to do things like snails or even bugs, for those of you guys who want to do that, those things would all be on the menu. Other things, dairy in a limited amount. I would avoid milks. I would avoid drinking copious amounts of cream. You can maybe put some cream if you drink coffee. Coffee is okay. I would also, just limit your overall dairy consumption. You can cook with butter, ghee, things like that. That's fine.
Yeah, back 7 years ago when everybody was taking videos with their phone, before there were shorts, I guess. I don't think there were shorts back then. Could be, I don't know. I can't remember when they really started, but it seems like there's a lot of vertical videos if you go back that far. So that was 7 years ago. So he is 58 now, so he was 51 then. So why don't we take a look at what he looks like now?
All right, check this out. I was doing my annual medical training. Every year as physicians we have to do is called continuing medical education. And one of the topics I was talking about was hot topics in primary care. And what they stated as part of their education for physicians was this particular paragraph, which I find to be highly, highly offensive. Not to me, but I mean to people out there that I think don't necessarily fall into this category. They're saying that the only way that you can sustain any kind of weight loss is if you are somehow enormously privileged, you're ultra wealthy, or have access to special treatments and protocols, and that lifestyle is not something that most people can do because it's so hard, and instead you should just take drugs. Take the drugs that we sell, right? And this medical education is underwritten and paid for largely by the pharmaceutical companies. It belies the fact that there are billions and billions and billions of people throughout the world that are not suffering with obesity, right? It's not an issue of access to privilege or access to certain drugs. Anyway, tired of this nonsense. What do you guys think?
Interesting, yes. So let's take a look side by side. So I think that at age 58, he looks a lot better than he did at age 51, I guess, is how old he was, about 7 years ago. But you let me know what you think about our OG carnivore daddy in the comments below. Exhibit 2. Ken Berry. He's one of the greats. Let's see what he's got going on.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm Ken.
You know who we are.
Yeah, Ken and Nisha. Hi. I've been noticing on social media for the last few days, people are really worried about their Nexium and their Prevacid and their Prilosec and other acid-blocking medicines. And I commented on a post today and it got a ton of feedback, so it made me think that maybe a lot of people don't know about this and are interested in it, so we thought we'd go live and answer questions. So there should be a share button down at the bottom if you have a friend who has acid reflux.
Okay, I think that gives us a good idea of what he used to look like and sound like. So now let's look at today. I believe this was, let me check, 8 years ago. And I'm not sure of his age, but it was 8 years ago. So let's take a look at what he looks like now.
My 3 go-to carnivore meals currently, because it changes as the months go by. Number 1 is ground beef and egg scramble with a few seasonings. That's my go-to every single day. Number 2 is steak and bacon, typically ribeye and anywhere from 6 to 12 pieces of crispy bacon. Don't tell me you're in the floppy tribe. I don't know if we can be friends. And then number 3, if I really want to go off the beaten path, I'll have chicken thighs and salmon. Any of these are carnivore friendly, carnivore approved, full of nutrition, and will actually help your body heal instead of causing inflammation and illness.
So obviously took his own advice because he looks way less inflamed. Aging backwards? Possibly. Tell me what you think. Exhibit number 3. One of my favorite people, Dave Mack. Now, this one was shocking. I didn't expect this. But as you can see, the picture on the left is him from around 3 years ago. And this is him now.
It's a crisis of epic proportions. The environment is being destroyed. And you may well ask, what's causing this destruction? Cow farts. Seriously, these cow farts will be the death of us. We are destroying the ozone layer and melting all the ice just so that we can eat a steak when we want to. Seriously, I left an ice cube out on the bench the other day and went for a nap. When I woke up, global warming had reduced that ice cube to a mere puddle. Same test the week before, I overslept and it evaporated. But no one's paying attention. Everyone is ignoring this problem as if ice cubes grow on trees. And this is all just so we can eat red meat whenever we want. Well, I've got news for you. Red meat is disgusting and red meat is killing us. It gives you heart disease, diabetes, stroke, chicken pox, the whole bit. And if you don't believe me, just ask Harvard. It's the...
Okay, so anyway. He lost a lot of weight. Okay. Let's continue. Okay, just kidding. That was actually his twin sister, Bellshine. She's just a tiny bit psychotic. But anyway, let's look at Dave talking his own words.
So what has happened with my weight? In the first 4 months, I lost about 15 to 16 kilos, which works out to about 34 pounds. And in the last month, I've stuck around the weight that I got to in those 4 months. And I feel I've now hit about the plateau of where I need to be weight-wise, because the last month I've hovered around that same weight that I got down to in the first 4 months.
That's a huge difference. That's a huge difference. So, very impressive. Kudos to you, Dave. And I hope you restrained Bellshine. Anyway, let's carry on. And next we have Exhibit 4, or D, or whatever. This is Kelly Hogan. Let's take a listen.
This is our first video blog for the website, and as you may have guessed, I'm Kelly Hogan. This is my husband James, who edits the blog and sometimes responds to your questions when you ask, because I'm really slack about it.
It's me.
Yes, that's him. So I've been asked a lot of questions through the years about you, frankly.
Yeah.
I get asked often, is your husband zero carb?
Yeah.
And the answer to that is
No.
No. He's not.
So the first video of Kelly was uploaded about 5 years ago, it says, and this is Kelly now.
I'm Kelly Hogan, and welcome back to my Zero Carb Life. I just put out a video a couple of days ago telling a little bit more about my story and why I will likely stay a zero carb carnivore forever. The short version is because I literally need to. And good heavens, hundreds of you commented on that video to say that you are the exact same way. If you eat even a small amount of plants or carbs, your old issues, your old inflammation, your old weight, it all comes right back.
So, again, magnificent example of what carnivore can do for you. Aging backwards? I don't know. Maybe pretty close. Okay. Exhibit number 5. Or E. This is everybody's favorite and one of the more, shocking transformations. This is Carrie Man from Homestead How and the documentary filmmaker of the carnivore movie Healing Humanity that's in progress. So let's take a look at him from 5 years ago and now.
A little over 100,000 miles on it. One of the first things I looked at before purchasing it was the underside of it, and there's almost no rust on the vehicle at all. After we purchased this from an elderly gentleman that kept excellent records, I later found out, looking closer at the title, it was previously titled in Hawaii, which explains why the lack of rust. So some pretty cool history behind this car.
Okay. And let's look at what he's doing now.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to replicate what we do with Dr. Baker, but move quicker because the grip will give out before the arms do. So I'm going to try to go quicker. Here we go. So my arms are fine. It's the grip. And what happens is this left one goes first and it starts tilting forward. And Dr. Baker yelled at me. He said, whatever you don't drop that dumbbell on my driveway.
So, big transformation. Good job, Carrie. You're definitely aging backwards. So, now, I didn't mention my boy, Dr. Chafee. You know why? Because he looks about the same as he did before, because he was in super great shape. Excellent job, Carrie. Great work. And everybody, if you have not been by his site, the Healing Humanity YouTube channel, and his Homestead How channel. Check him out. Every one of these influencers I'm going to actually have in the description section so that you can see for yourself all of the amazing things that they have to show you about the carnivore diet. So let me know in the comments sections below what you think about all of these transformations. Are they actually aging backwards? Does carnivore help with that? You think that's why? Because all of these people have been on a carnivore diet and they look like they're thriving to me. But again, put your thoughts in the comments section. I will be interested to see them. And if you like this video, if you could give me a like, I would appreciate it. And if you want to, subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.